Hey, good day, folks. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This time of year is probably my least favorite time of the year in the garden. Everything is slowing down. These papayas haven't produced yet. I think they're just going to freeze this year. Maybe I can save them and they'll produce next year. We'll see. My okra is really slowing down. Part of that's because I've got some on here for seed production, and then same thing with my tomatoes. They're slowing down as well. I got the baby on the baby monitor here. That's what this is. Everything's just growing slow, and really the only thing that is being planted right now is greens. And so I've got some over there, not very significant. I've got some collard greens from last year that still surviving. I thought they would go to seed, but I guess I was wrong. Their parents went to seed, but they're not. So this time of year is very dry. We don't have any rain in the forecast, and the temperatures are cooler. The days are getting shorter, and it just seems like everything is dying. Things are not being productive anymore. And for a gardener, like, I want things that are productive. So I don't complain about stuff without a silver lining. And so this one plant I'm about to show you is my silver lining, and I'm excited about it. That little flower right there is a chia flower, and that's a chia seed head. And then we can see behind it there's some more. But these flowers, this whole seed head right here, or flower head, whatever you want to call it, is about to just erupt in purple. And these are the earliest ones here, but I'm gonna show you some. Well, I'm about to show you something that's gonna blow your mind, because my garden's about to be covered in these things. So let's just look at this one plant right here. Look at that, seed head, seed head, seed head. Or I should call them flower heads, I think. There's an official name, I just don't remember it. All over the place. But that's a small plant right there. That is a very small plant. Over here, I've got these huge plants. And let's see here. Let me get this in focus. So that's a seed head. And then just all the way down, we've got seed head after, hold on, let me focus. All the way down this branch, there's branches with more and more seed heads. Here we got another one coming all the way down. Some over here. This one, seed heads all the way down. All right, I'm just gonna call them seed heads instead of flower heads. Boom, that one's gonna be pretty amazing actually, because it's got a ton. So what's really neat about this plant, the chia plant, is obviously it produces seeds, and that's what we eat, and they're healthy for you, I guess. They've got something important to them. People put them in their shakes, or isn't there like some kind of weird tea? I don't know what health food people do, but I'm gonna start using some of those seeds, and I have never ever had good luck with chia except this year. I grew it over the summer this year. I'd always planted it in the fall, but this year I planted in the spring. It got a little wimpy looking over the summer. It was a little hot for it, but it made it through. And now some of these are over 6 feet tall, which I didn't know they could get that tall. Most of the ones I'd seen were like 3 or 4 feet tall. But what's cool about this plant is that I can stick it in amongst all my other plants in the garden, and it's tall and spindly and doesn't produce much shade. And so it's really not a competitive plant for the rest of my garden. So I can stick it into little corners here and there, or if you're me, you just grab seeds and you just cast them into the garden, and what happens happens. And so they'll naturally pop up between things. And so I didn't realize this, and I made a mistake. Now check this out. So when they were small, I was thinking they would kind of fill in this area, and I was like, okay, that's fine, cool. But look at this. Look at all the sunlight that's coming through and hitting the ground here. I am wasting so much space. And this is the best spot in the garden too. Like, everything's bigger here, and I've got all this, open ground to be planting in. So that is gonna change. So the things I've been growing in this really good spot in the garden have been heavy feeders. The papaya, I grew corn there. What else did I grow there? I did grow some green beans in there, which is good. They're not heavy feeders though. And then the chia and some okra in there. And so these are plants that require a lot of water, a lot of nitrogen in general. Man, there's a lot of butterflies in my garden. Probably didn't see any, but they're there. And so anyway, what I want to do, when I say heavy feeders, generally that's heavy feeders of nitrogen. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this whole little area right here with lentils. And the reason for that is because lentils are a legume and they will return nitrogen to this soil. And so I'm probably going to do lentils, and of course it's me, so I'm going to do a bunch of other stuff. We just got to go dive into the seed bag and see what we got. Alright, so that is my seed bag, and it is complete chaos. So I'm not even going to bother you showing me rifling around through it, because it's probably going to take me 10 minutes to even find anything. But that needs to get organized. Maybe that'll be a video one day, how to organize your seeds. Because clearly, I don't know how to do that yet. Actually, it didn't take very long at all. So I got my lentils, don't have many left. Probably going to throw like half of these down on this area, because there's so much other stuff. I don't want to like be getting a rake in there, and it's just a much easier way to interseed an area is just by raking, and then ideally a rain would come, but because that ain't happening, I don't think it is, I've got a sprinkler. So we've got a well here and I get all the free water I want. Haha, imagine that. And we'll go around the other side here where there's really a lot of bare ground. I took out one papaya tree just because it was producing too much shade. And we're just gonna, yeah, that looks good. I do have some green beans in there that look terrible. So hopefully, which is fine, I don't mind. But hopefully these, that's about half of them. So now we just gotta water. Let's make it rain. Oh yeah, I like to see that. I can't see on, oh, had a little hiccup there. But that is nice to see. And I got my rain gauge right there so I can tell how much I'm watering my plants, because I don't want to overwater, and I also don't want to underwater. So that's nice to have. That's beautiful. Alright, we got sprinkler going. Seeds are on the ground. And so what this is doing is basically just creating contact for the seeds. I don't think it's necessarily burying them. It may bury some, but it's kind of just the droplets coming down are just kind of massaging the ground, soaking it, and so creating good contact for the seeds, because these lentils can sprout from sitting on the ground. And I mean, it's just true, I've seen it happen. So but I'm probably going to be watering every day for the next week, about maybe a quarter of an inch to half an inch in the morning. So that's it, pretty simple stuff, and that's what I'm doing this time of year so that I can create good soil, and I may even get some lentils to harvest, which would be sweet. And so I'll harvest lentils, and then the plant goes back into the ground, rots, provides nitrogen that's from the air back into the ground, and that is what we want to do. So have a great day, guys. Bye.